Hello everybody. So back sooner than expected. I'm outside this time. Thought I'd change things up a little bit. So I'm gonna try to do this outside unless I get attacked by bees. Um, anyways, got an Nendoroid in yesterday, and I wasn't planning on doing a review for her. But since I have some friends that are kind of leaning more into Disney and Marvel. I thought I'd do a quick review of her, and that is Nendoroid 1437, the DX edition of Nebula. Now, a lot of the Marvel Nendoroids, like the US releases, they only release them in the DX versions. So, if you order from Japan, you can get them like the regular versions, which doesn't come with as much, but most of the time is cheaper. I got her for $55 US, which is probably the max that I would spend on a Marvel Nendoroid, unless it's like comes with a lot of crazy stuff. Because like sometimes the DX versions don't really come with a whole lot of extra, and I don't think hers does. I actually was almost going to order the Captain America one, but I really like Nebula as a character. She's more of a bad guy turned good. I like bad guys that turn into good guys, and anti-heroes, like they have a tendency to seem a little bit more human to me, a little bit more relatable. But anyways, enough of me talking. Let's go ahead and open her up and look inside, shall we? So, before opening her up, I just wanted to take a closer look at the box. I do love the gold trimming. I think a lot of the Marvel boxes are pretty cool with their gold trim and like the decoration. I think this like kind of like atmospheric, like time travel looking background for the box came on all the in-game ones, I believe. But I really do think the box makes them look really cool. Because I mean, I guess it's good for US. Or like people that normally don't collect Nendoroids, like your normal comic book people that, like, you know, they used to do comic book figures back in the day, and they like to keep, some of them like to keep them in boxes. So I guess that would make it better for those type of collectors, because then they could get into Nendoroids and like just keep them in the box, because it really does look nice. Like you could display it without actually opening her up. But I'm a sucker for Nendoroid, so I'm opening this yacht up right now. Okay, so out of the box you have 2 blister packages. Well, what she comes with is an extra face, an extra arm for like her sleeve being torn off. She also, I think what the difference of this one versus the regular, the thing that I was kind of surprised about, this yellow mark, I don't think that comes with the standard edition. I think it's only the DX edition. Also, these backgrounds, that's just for the DX, and as well as these soldier people, I do believe that's what they are. Weapon-wise, she comes with her batons and a gun, and I believe that's, I forget which Infinity Stone that is, but she comes with that. It actually shows it in the pamphlet. But as far as a DX is concerned, like, this is what kind of surprises me. Like, you could add a decent amount more. Like, you could have added an extra faceplate, or something else. I just don't understand this. Like, I understand, like, you have you have the big base if you want to do all the extra stuff. And then you have a second smaller base, and then you have a regular base. It's like, okay, why do we need this and this? Like, I would say either this or this. I actually would be like, okay, don't include the regular base, because, like, you know, as a Nendoroid collector, you have a lot of the extra of those regular bases. So, like, I don't understand why you'd add that in there. That's just a whole lot. You also have an extra blue neck joint for her, just in case something happens, heaven forbid. Knock on whatever this is. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and open her up and get a look at her outside of the plastic. Okay, so looking at her right out of the box, she looks pretty dang cool. Like, I know some people didn't like the shininess of her head, and her head does feel like, I don't know, you feel like it's a little cheap, but it's not really. It's just because her head is hollow. Now, I had a little bit of paint defect right there, but I bet you I can get that off. The only thing that concerns me is this spot on this faceplate right here. There's like this little white kind of palish dot, and it doesn't seem like it comes off. So I don't know about that. But at the same time, I'm like, do I say anything about it? Because I really don't feel like I'm going to be using this faceplate that often. I'll probably use the more stoic, angry face than the teeth grinting face. Anyways, like I said, like, you could take this part. Let me see if I can do this. And yeah, you're gonna take these off and switch them back and forth, and it just shows the inside of her matrix, which is really cool. Which is a cool little feature. I guess you get that because you don't really get a whole lot of anything else. But yeah, I just wanted to show her right outside of the box, because I really like, and her joints are all good. It's just like any movable Nendoroid. Like, you know, if it comes out of place, you just pop it right back in. It's no big deal. But for the most part, like, they're stiff enough, but they're not so stiff you can't move them. Which is really good with your movable Nendoroids, because sometimes those have a tendency to either be really wonky or they're really stiff. So she's actually pretty good. But I'm going to go ahead and put her in a couple of poses and maybe switch out her arm, just to see what she's like. So I'll be right back. Quite the exact pose that's on the box, but pretty close enough to give you like the feel of what we're going for. But yeah, the batons, it's not bad. The hands, they actually come with ones that hold the batons. You get the open palms that come with it, and then you get the you get 2 fist hands and then 2 gun hands. But yeah, that's what she looks like right there. But we'll go ahead and get her set up with the next pose. Alright, here's her next pose. Kind of more of an action pose, like she's running with the gun, even though you're not supposed to run with weapons. I also took the this part off of her head to show it with just her inside, her inner mechanism showing. Now I switched out the arm, and it was real easy sliding in and out, but this arm doesn't seem as steady as far as the at the joint as this one was. So just be aware, you might have to hold it while moving it, or it might slide out. But if it slides out, it's no big deal. You just put it back. But anyways, let's go ahead and I'm going to try to set up the whole shebang to show. Another thing that I figured out, these are gripping hands. She has 2 gripping hands. These are for a finger point pose that she does right there. And what those hands are for. So the grasping hands can be used for both the batons and the gun. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put her in the last position, and we'll see how she turns out. This is the final product. This DX stuff is on another level of craziness. Like, I was thinking that it would go on the back of this, and it could all fit on this one base, and I mean, it very well could, but no. She's supposed to go on the long base, and all your extra stuff is supposed to go on this back base right here. So I'm like, this is just crazy. Like, there's no reason for that much extra room, unless you're going to have like another character or something else going on up here. I think it's just a little on the much side. And she came with an extra arm for the orb right there, and the orb just lays in her hand. So there's no peg or anything. So if you display her like this and you bump it, just be aware that things might go awry. But I may actually say something to Amazon about that spot, because that spot is bothering me, and I don't think that it's something that can be fixed like the other paint transfer. So I might say something to that, maybe get a replacement, I'm not for sure. But anyways, I think overall I love her. But I think it's just because I absolutely love the character. Now, if Nebula is not your favorite person, I would say skip on this one, because it's a lot of packaging for very little outcome. I like the fact that you can take, and I just realized you can take the bottom part of right here off as well. I like that addition, but I feel like she could have been given so much more than what she was given. But then again, that's Nebula in general. But anyways, I'm still glad I chose to get her, just for the simple fact I absolutely love Nebula. So like I said, you like the character, she's one of your favorites, or you like the Guardians of the Galaxy, pick her up if you can find her for a decent price. If you're just getting it because, you have the extra money, you want something Marvel, I would suggest going with something like the Captain America End Game that comes with, like, basically you get 2 Nendoroids for the price of 1. I may pick him up at a later date, but Cap's just not my cup of tea per se. Anyways, I hope this review was helpful and y'all enjoyed the different atmosphere. Hopefully you didn't hear too many cars go by out there. But yeah, anyways, let me know what y'all think, and leave a like and subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. Y'all have a great one. Have a happy Labor Day weekend.